What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, I want to talk about something strange that is going on at the California DMV. I could have sworn everybody said Smog was going to be staying here forever and it wasn't going anywhere, right? That's what I was told. I was told that even with these CRAs that they're not going anywhere. Well, why would the California DMV be looking at implementing a opt-out program for smog checks? And this ain't got nothing to do with Leno's law. So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. Before I get into today's video, I got to talk a little bit about the Tesla Model S giveaway that we're doing here on the channel. We'll be doing it through the rest of June and into July. Model S, unlimited free supercharging, free full self-driving for the lifetime of the vehicle. And it also comes with a warranty. I bought a warranty through a company for the car. It will transfer with that. Very simple to enter. You go to tksgarage.com, or you can click on any of the merch down here below the screen. Every dollar spent counts as one entry. And we do have a 10x entry going on right now. I know that the hats that we put on for that are limited. I believe we have like 20% of those left. 80% of them have already been bought up. So if you're interested in picking up one of those, now is the time to do it. And you can actually find the link to where the 10x entries are on the Tesla giveaway videos we posted, 4 or 5 videos ago. You'll see it in the thumbnail. So let's get into this. So I had somebody reach out to me that works at the DMV in California. And they said, here's something I found interesting. We know that the CRAs just went into effect. The president signed it. It became law. Gavin Newsom got mad. Now they're trying to do all this other stuff to just make gasoline insanely expensive in the state of California. And I think before the end of the summer or going into the fall, we're going to be at like $8 to $8.50 in gas, maybe even higher, with refineries shutting down in California, basically having to truck in gasoline from other areas. Now, with that said, the California Air Resource Board is all but bankrupt, right? They're insolvent. We know come January, they are completely out of money. Like they can't even pay salaries. And we've seen the layoffs. We've seen some of the influential people that have been there leave for oil jobs. But what I find interesting is now that these CRAs have been brought into effect, the state of California is screaming and crying that, oh, they're not going to do this. They're trying to hold stuff over auto manufacturers like Stellantis and Toyota, trying to make them keep to settlement agreements that would violate federal law. At the same time, the state of California is putting something together right now behind the scenes. Now, are they going to tell people that they have the opportunity to opt out? Probably not, but I'm willing to bet it'll be on a form or something somewhere at the DMV. But they are putting together a method for a consumer. This is what I'm being told from 3 different people. So the first person hit me up, and then I hit up a buddy of mine that lives in San Diego. His wife works at the DMV, asked her to verify that, and hit somebody else up at the DMV. That a buddy of mine that lives in Chatsworth, which is outside of LA, their neighbor, whatever, works at the DMV. I wanted to verify it. I've been trying to verify it for like the last 4 days. And my homie's girl from San Diego literally just hit me back today. And I was like, okay, that's 3 different people from 3 different areas in California that are telling me the same thing, that California is building into their site or into the method for if you go to do online renewal and things of that nature, where you can opt out of smog. Now, here is the interesting part about that. It's going to cost, of course, it's not for free, right? It's going to cost money. But what does this do for things like Leno's law, right? Now, that was supposed to have classic cars and vehicles that are, collectors' vehicles, basically not old beaters, but collectors' vehicles, not have to do these smog checks every year, right? Or every 2 years or whatever it is. Now, what happens if, for a fee, in a state, I'm sure it's going to be expensive, but for a fee, you don't have to go bring your vehicle to go get it smogged. I told you from the beginning, when we were looking at all of this to California was nothing but money. They haven't had issues with smog. Like, do I remember that as a kid and seeing the videos and seeing the Weather Channel in that area talking about air quality? And yes, of course, I remember that. But it takes almost 20 vehicles to put out the same amount of pollution that a vehicle from back then puts out. So we don't have that issue like we did back then when it comes to smog with these vehicles. And it's all about money. The same way like the California Air Resource Board is trying to push this other stuff through, where if they know they're not going to be doing smog checks, or if smog checks end up becoming voluntary, so the super liberals that are on tree hugging stuff are like, I'm still going to smog my car, idiot. Shops will do that, but they're going to end up switching over to a safety inspection type of situation so they can still get their money. And they're going to do stuff with brakes because, brakes put out so much bad emissions. It's way worse than tailpipe emissions now, according to CARB. But with the DMV building this process behind the scenes to let you opt out of smog for money, it should tell you like 100% that this had nothing to do with health and all the other crap that you heard Gavin Newsom and everybody else in California talk about. This had never did it once have anything to do with keeping California healthy or not making California smoggy again and all the other crap BS things that they've posted. It literally came down to money. That's it. And now that they've figured out that, okay, if we're not going to do, primary smog checks, right, we'll do safety inspections. All the people that jumped in on this green new scam that have all these shops, like the smog shop guy that I told you about, we're going to have on this week from California, they're moving to safety inspections. They're not losing any business. And in fact, they might actually get more business now because of the safety inspections than they did from smogs. Seeing the California DMV put this or build this in where you can pay a fee to not have it just goes to show you that it has nothing to do with the environment. It has nothing to do with people's health and wellness or any of that crap. So I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear anything else from dumbasses in California be like, oh, well, it's because it's small. I don't want to go back to having small. Okay, well, if that was the case, why are they going to let you pay not to do it? Make that make sense. It's all about money. Period. End of story. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Do you think this ends up getting launched before the summer? You think the DMV puts this in? And would you pay? That's the thing. Would you pay for something that you shouldn't have to pay for anyway, but would you pay money to not have to smog your car? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.